This is the fun joke of Or+Bust. Meet the toaster. Harrietta's replacement. A 2004 Honda Element. Fabulous. Stuart's gonna love it. And for 3 seasons we have been traveling around the country, 30,000 miles when this is over. And here we are at the DMV in Burns, Oregon, eastern Oregon. Drove through the Badlands. And we're now going to get our driver's license. That's right, folks. We have not had a driver's license for the past year. We'll see how this goes. Season 4. Legal, legit, big effing fun, and much better mileage. Somewhere over there is the Blue Bucket Mine. 1845, 600 some homesteaders crossing Meek's lost wagon train. Guy Meek got them lost out here in the middle of nowhere, eastern Oregon. Desolate Badlands. And they found gold, supposedly. That's all they had to show after a terrible trip, losing several members of their party, a lot of their livestock. But all of a sudden they found gold in a bucket that a little girl said she had put in that bucket. They found it somewhere out here. Harold Gibson, a local cowboy out in Burns. This is where he thinks it is. Others have different ideas. They think it's further east, Drewsey, near the Idaho line. They kept running into bad water. There's a lot of bad water out towards Idaho. So who knows? Harold, thanks for doing this.
No problem. I like to do it. I like it.
Right on. Now you grew up down here?
Dry Lake.
Dry Lake? Okay. Your whole life you've been here? How long have you been looking for this Blue Bucket Mine?
I've never looked for it.
You just got a sense for where it is?
I just got a sense. And I'm probably not right. I don't know that I'm right.
Okay. Well, the year is what? 1845.
Right.
And they came out of what? Missouri, Mississippi?
Mississippi, Missouri.
Okay. What were we talking? 600 people?
Yeah, I read the estimates on the livestock numbers was huge.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate that is.
I got a list. Some guy did a list of everybody and everything on that wagon train, and they must have had 1,500 head, 2,000 head on
That's what it sounded like. They
now, who was Meek?
Well, he was a trapper.
Okay.
On him and there was another Meek. There were 2 of them, and they were brothers.
Okay.
The other one was a little more famous than this, and this one got real unfamous after that.
Okay.
And before they'd always went down the Snake River. Fort Boise was a British fort at that time. And the Oregon Trail came to there. They would go down the Snake River, cross over and hit the Columbia, like Pendleton,
yeah.
and then go down the Columbia to the Dalles and cross over
A clean,
into
good trail, all marked out. Right.
But he knew a cutoff. For $200, he didn't take them on a cutoff. The cutoff was through here. And he got lost. He was lost.
Through here. Good luck.
And he got turned around on his directions. He had trapped the John Day Valley and some of that country. And he thought the John Day River was Crooked River. And he thought the Blitzen River coming up to the south off the Steens was the Deschutes River.
Oh boy. So he thought he was further west than he really was.
And instead of following up it, they didn't. They went west. They went to Wagontrain. They got lost on that desert.
That's a desolate place.
And they got really hurting for water on that desert.
Now,
there was none.
On all the water they had from here to Boise was bad. You got Stinkwater Pass.
Right.
You got bad smelling creek or something like that. I mean, it's clearly marked out there, but just the water is no good.
They got to Wagontrain. They run into good water.
Okay.
On some big springs there. But then they kept wanting to go west, and They kept sending out riders.
But they had to go north.
Well, the only thing west of Wagon Tire for water was the Deschutes River,
Right.
which was another 100 miles away.
Yeah.
And so at that point, they wanted to hang me. But the GI, or the Crooked River, they split up. One party of them went north, one party of them went west.
Okay.
The one north circled around and come back across Crooked River and into the Bear Creek and Camp Creek country out there, which is back of Hampton.
Okay.
And they come back together. And they ended up back together, and then they come off at, well, not close to Post, Oregon, north of it.
It was out of that group that...
I don't know. I'll tell you what I do know. And I don't know where the northern group went. But on private land is 2 rock points that stick up that have got quartz rock on them. And underneath a big old pine tree, this pine tree is 300 or 400 years old.
Okay.
It's an unmarked grave. Now I didn't find it, I was told about it, but nobody knows who's in it. There's 2 pieces of rock on each end of it. Right down below it, I found there'd been some stuff burnt. There was some wagon rims, some old kerosene lanterns.
Okay.
And I found a boat mold, but I should have brought with me and showed you, I forgot it. That's about that long, made out of brass, hammered out in the brass, made for round cap and ball stuff. And they poured hot lead into it.
Somebody spent the night
Right,
there.
and this was out of that era, you know.
Yeah. So if you find quartz,
right,
you're near gold.
Right.
Interesting.
That's what makes me think that's where it's at.
Now, why haven't you searched for it?
Because it's on private land.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there were 3 big fist-sized chunks of gold?
I don't know if they were that big.
Right. What we know is there was a blue bucket that they were cleaning out in Oregon City, right?
And they crushed them on a rag and rim. That's how they found out they were gold.
Okay.
They carried them for several days before they did.
Right.
And then after several years after they'd been to the Willamette Valley, a party of them come back and tried to find it in the area where they found it. They couldn't find it.
A lot of people from the party,
But
after San Francisco. Now the significance is this was the first gold possibly found out on the West Coast. This is 2 years, 3 years before Sutter's Mill. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Just this.
Okay, $1.
Thanks. Hey, have you ever heard of the Blue Bucket Mine?
Boy.
She might have.
Yeah, I have.
She walked away. She might own the Blue Bucket Mine. Bummer.
when you come back, and if it'll be next spring before we can do it if you're coming back that late here, I'll take you up and show you where the peaks are. We can look at them, we just can't go to them.
Okay. That's a deal, mister.
Okay.
Right on, Harold. Thank you. Sweet. Blue Bucket Baby.
Once upon a time you dressed as fine. You threw the bums of dime in your prime, didn't you? People call, say beware doll. You're bound to fall. You thought they're all getting you.
So is it out there? That's where many think it is. I think it's back that way. Addendum. This is Gold Creek. And there was just a mine shop back there in the hill. Gold Creek. Almost to Vail, Oregon. This area is chewed up, but that is Gold Creek. And that's a big semi.